Tales of the Ever-Awt presents Stag Rabbits, Furry and Fierce. Be it upon the winter snow of the mountain slopes, across the grasslands beneath a summer sun, amongst the blooming meadows of spring, or beneath the fallen leaves of autumn, stag rabbits can and will be found. Amongst the most numerous of the Spiritwoods inhabitants, these peculiar creatures appear to be typical woodland animals from a distance, yet closer inspection reveals that upon their heads they are in fact possessed of a set of antlers, not unlike their namesake, the stag. The Spiritwoods is an ancient and mysterious place, and how the stag rabbit came to be cannot be said with any certainty, although whispers imply that it was the Fae who had a hand in their appearance. Long ago, before even the coming of the Golden Children, who would call themselves the Solven, there was an arrogant young rabbit. This kit looked out across the many lands of the Spiritwoods and beheld all manner of great beasts. Bears, wolves, buffalo, and more bestrode the land, confident and aloof, strong and ferocious, feared and respected. The kid saw these mighty denizens of the Spiritwoods and wished to be like them, yet none would ever treat him so, for rabbits were neither fierce nor savage in their character. Timid were rabbits, and this was ever to be their way. But the kit would not accept this, and abandoned its kind to find the means to be like the great beasts. Magic abounded amongst the trees, and somewhere would the kit find the one to make its desire come true. Long did the kit search while seasons passed without any luck, and close was the kit to abandoning the quest. Yet it was in that moment of near despair that one of the Fae came upon the rabbit. Seeing the sadness that weighed down on the rabbit, the Fae asked what saddened it so. The rabbit recounted its tale to the Fae, and the Fae was moved by its courage to have come so far. Whether the choice that was made in that moment came from sympathy or pity, none can say, but the Fae offered to make the rabbit's wish come true. Overjoyed, the rabbit accepted, for it did not know that such magic came with a cost. The Fae asked the rabbit which of the great beasts it most wished to be as, and the rabbit could only think of one, the wise and noble stag. Summoning its magic, the Fae went about casting a spell upon the rabbit to make it as the stag. Perhaps it was the incantation, or the Fae, or even the Spiritwoods, sensing the arrogance that had driven the rabbit, that chose to turn its wish into a trick, for what became of the rabbit was not as it had intended. Much the same was it, and the rabbit's heart sank to find it was no different as before the spell was cast. It was only when it saw its reflection in a pool of water that it saw what it had become, for a pair of antlers now sprouted from its head. Aghast, the rabbit turned to ask that the Fae change it back to how it was. But the Fae was gone. Anger and despair filled the rabbit's small heart, and it bounded away into the woods, forever searching for the Fae that made it both more and less than it had been. Whether such a tale is true cannot be known, but that there are stag rabbits is proof enough that they did come from somewhere, and that they are many. Perhaps they are just another curiosity of the Spiritwoods, a quirk of its whimsical nature, or maybe a lesson intended to be heeded. Many are the kinds of creatures that call the Spiritwoods home, and each, in their own way, serves a purpose amongst its trees. Though magic flows freely from its roots, the woods will not tolerate their misuse, and to those who would, then there is a price to be paid. Fortunate was that rabbit that it was granted antlers, for just as it may give, the Spiritwoods will and have taken much more.